Hello, it's Friday, November 11th, 2011 at 3:44 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I've kind of got my eye on the New Madrid area today, which is right here at New Madrid, Missouri, because there were some plumes that showed up back on November 1st, and there's been some earthquakes in Oklahoma since then also. And here's something that interesting that popped up is, see right here? There's a little explosion that happens. I'll go back a frame. You can see there's a few little lines there. I'll go forward, a circle, and then they split. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see. So I'm going to go back a frame, back a frame. This is right before it happened. That's at 1731. 1745, it looks like a circular thing, and then here's a smaller circular thing. And then 1815, and I'll loop through and you'll see that part of it goes this way and part of it goes that way, so it has to be an explosion. And then a cloud forms, or seems to form, little broken up cloud, and then it goes on its way. I'm going to unzoom it here. This is dawn. This is at 12:31 UTC. And you can see there's some chemtrailing that went on here. Here's one here, 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 here. Probably up in here I can't see very well there right now. But here you can see the little X that formed right here and here and here. Let me zoom in, I'm sorry. I'm going to go back, start over. Click through. There's one right there, or an obvious one. Here's another obvious one right here and here. They're making an X. They're crossing over each other. And there's even some little ones going on over here and here. Another one came in. Looks like they're doing it right ahead of this cloud. Well, no, here's some behind it too, right in there. Here's one that looks like it's going all the way across the cloud. And I'm not sure what this is. I don't know if you can see it, but it's like a tree. It's got like a main branch. It's got little branches coming off of it. I've seen those around lately. I'm not sure what those are. Maybe it's the tip of a cloud. And then here's our little line of clouds that came in. I'll go back a few frames. So there's kind of like a patch here, and then they spread out. Yeah, not really. 1715, and then 1731, and then there it goes right there. These all move too, so as I loop through, as I let it loop through, watch those. I'm going to unzoom it, and I'm going to go ahead and let it from where we were. I'll go a little slower. And you'll see it popping up right here. Now, it went too fast. Yeah. I'm going to click through. There's the line. There it is right there. And there it breaks apart. And then moves on the way. I'm trying to see if these all reacted at the same time. It's not obvious. Let me start it again. Kind of jumps there. I went and looked at the radar, and there was nothing. I mean, I find it odd that there's these diagonal lines going through all the little Dopplers down in this area. See, these are kind of all radiating out, but these all have little lines. Looks like a charcoal painting of some sort, but they're all diagonal. One thing I did notice was that it looked like there might be a plume or something rising up right out of Memphis here. So I went to Intellicast, which has updated their software. Unfortunately, that area is temporarily unavailable. So you can see the PHIS in Memphis. And I can get pieces of it. I don't know why they had to pick today to upload their new software, but I'm going backwards. But that area looks like it's more than temporarily unavailable. It's just unavailable for the full day. This is starting at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. There is a bright spot that shows up right here. That's at 1400 Eastern Standard Time. They changed it from AM PM, so that would be 2 o'clock. Well, no, I better look. I'm Central, so I get mixed up when I start trying to do the Eastern. 14 Eastern would be 19 UTC. And that little explosion was at 1745. I was trying to see that too. So 1745 would be 12 o'clock, so right here. And I'm not really seeing it show up here. So I also went to look at the St. Louis College of DuPage, their NEXRAD. And that was somewhat interesting too, and that is that we've got this beam that seems to be pulsing. Well, they all do actually. These are typically constant and not really moving at all. But right now they seem to be overlaid with another beam as well as this additional one. And it looks like something tries to form outside of here. Let me see if I can zoom in. We'll stop it. Go back to the beginning. Oops, I went out too far to do that. There we go, 1801. Control plus and minus, you can zoom in on some of these. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's kind of nice to have. So that's control and then either the plus sign or the minus sign. Plus to zoom in, minus to zoom out. Now where was I? Let's see. 1801, so this is the beginning. The time's right up in here, and that's UTC time. See that beam's pulsing. It's coming on and off. So start back at the beginning. Here's the beginning again, 1801. And it's almost like it's coming through there. See? Although it does bend a little bit, so that's the end of the loop. I'll also run through, let's see if I can find it here. Got kind of a farther out shot, I'll just let it loop through so you can kind of see what's happening in the area. This is visible satellite. Goes through 1845, starts at 12:15 UTC. And right here's New Madrid. Here's where the explosion was, right in here. There it is, right there. Then I've got let me slow it down here. Stop it, we'll go back to the beginning. This is the infrared satellite. So this starts at 8:01, it's going to end at 21:15. And right down here's New Madrid. The explosion was right in here. And you can kind of see it right there. It just went. There, go back. Yeah, it's kind of odd. It's like a little cloud. Well, here's a dark spot. Here's a light spot. Let's zoom in. Sorry. So this is at 1631. Here's kind of a dark spot and a light spot. Actually, it looks like the three things in a row here. 1645, 1701. Looks like something's here yet. 1715, that got more intense. I'm going to go back one. Not there. 1715, 1731, 1745, and that's when it exploded. So it looks like it's something that was moving through, and actually you can still see some kind of activity in here. And then it moves on its way. I'll zoom back out. Well, I'll let it go through like this, and then I'll zoom it out. Hopefully it's not going to skip frames on the final result. If you go too fast, it for some reason can't keep up, and it skips frames on you. Now I'm zoomed back out. And then it's right down in here. I forgot to check. Let's go back to this one and see if there's any activity down in here. What looked like might be plumes. I'm not seeing anything. Anyway, there you have it. God bless you. Have a good evening.